Good evening, everyone. So this is my final reflection from our class and journey that we've had so far for this master's program. And I know the caterpillar to butterfly graphic we used in another class, but I think it's a really great graphic. As I say, the only thing that's constant is change. So as the caterpillar changes into a beautiful butterfly, so is our transformation from beginning graduate students to almost done graduate students when we graduate in May. I feel that my capstone project has done the same thing. It's kind of started out as something that I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be, where it was going to go, and it's morphed into this great project that I'm really, really proud of. And I can't believe how far we've come in this program. My original concept, like I said, was a very nebulous concept as to what I actually wanted to do. And over time, I've kind of changed it from this not patient-centered but more staff-centered outcomes to more patient-centered outcomes. And the reason I chose my capstone proposal was I had actually worked at a level 1 trauma center for peds in Buffalo and had seen how patients with autism spectrum disorder were treated. I felt it was something that in watching them be treated and being sedated, getting held all, being held down while they were getting an IV or a procedure, no real time was taken with the patient population. And actually seeing how they were taken care of was quite horrible, and just assumed as a new nurse that this is how this patient population was dealt with. And obviously over the years of being a nurse, I realized that that's not the correct way to take care of this patient population. Something better needs to be available to not only ensure that the patients have a great experience in the emergency room, but the parents do as well. Or I should say, as great of an experience as can be expected. Obviously, children with autism spectrum disorder are used to a very rigid structure to their day. So coming to the emergency room for a visit is going to be outside their normal comfort zone anyway, because we're disrupting their rigid structure of their day. So they're not going to have a great experience, but making sure that they're not going to be held down or sedated, that kind of thing when they need a procedure or IV or something like that would be better. So when I was looking at this project, especially pertaining to my emergency room, being an off-campus emergency room, about 28% of the patient population seen at Strong West Emergency Room is pediatrics, which means that obviously out of this 28%, there's only a small fraction that actually are children who have autism spectrum disorder. So even though it is a small amount of children, I thought that this would be a great setting for this project to be implemented because of the fact that it is so small. And also we do have quite a few adult patients with autism spectrum disorder that come to our emergency room to be seen. So if this would be work on children, then we could also try to implement it with our adult patients that come in as well. When I first started this, I wasn't sure what type of evidence, if any, I would actually find, considering the fact that it was a very specific topic that I was looking for, children with autism spectrum disorder in the emergency room. That's a very specific topic to try to find a lot of research for. But not only was I lucky in finding a lot of research, I was also fortunate to find two clinical guidelines as well that would help providers in caring for children with autism spectrum disorder. So with this research, I can say that the implementation of the care, safety, and support of the autistic child in the emergency room would be beneficial. At the stakeholders meeting that I had with my nurse manager and my medical director of the emergency room, both of them were very supportive of implementing this proposed change. They both thought it was a great idea, and in looking at the costs of not implementing the change and implementing the change, obviously the costs of implementing the change was way less than what would happen if the change was not implemented. So I never actually thought in starting this process, in my nebulous idea of what I wanted to do, would think that this would actually come to fruition later on, which it looks like with the support of my management that this actually might be implemented in my emergency room, and to see if it helps or doesn't help with this patient population. So that is definitely an amazing feeling to know that my idea was considered to be valid enough to actually be implemented. I can say that I've definitely leaned on my fellow classmates, the nurse educators that I have had the wonderful opportunity to work with in this class have been great. They've been very supportive And I think that we've all turned into a great family that I hope that we are able to stay friends and stay in touch afterwards, which is what the other caption picture that I have is, that basically we've kind of pulled each other along this journey, from like text messages to, group emails saying, hey, what did you guys think about this, or how to answer that, or just to vent about the process in general. So like I said, I hope that we have all had a great experience with this. I think that we've all together climbed this mountain to get to our master's degree, which is so close, with us graduating in May. So I'm thankful for the friends that I've made on this journey. I hope that we all, like I said, stay in touch and keep in touch after graduation. And I wish everyone in this program the best of luck with whatever their future endeavors bring to them. Thank you.